Hello APUSH students and welcome to another episode of APUSH Today. My name is Paniz Adli and I'm a San Marino High School 11th grader currently enrolled in Mr. Peter Piconi's AP US History course. San Marino High School is a small, nationally acclaimed public school located just a few miles from the world-acclaimed University of Caltech. In today's video, we'll be exploring APUSH topic 5.4, Compromise of 1850. But what exactly will we need to know about this topic, you're probably asking? Well, the answer to that question can be found in what's called the APUSH Course and Exam Description, Topic 5.4 Learning Objective, now appearing on the slide before you. In other words, by the end of this video, and especially for the May APUSH exam, you'll need to be able to explain the similarities and differences in how regional attitudes affected the federal policy in the period after the Mexican-American War. In a nutshell, the term Compromise of 1850 refers to a series of 5 separate bills passed by the Congress that were in response to an intense debate between the northern and southern states over the status of slavery in the newly earned territories from the Mexican-American War called the Mexican Cession. But before explaining this compromise in detail, some background. Let's take a look at the concept of manifest destiny. Manifest destiny was the idea that created the belief of American settlers' destiny to expand across North America. This belief led to the beginning of the Mexican-American War, after which the United States gained a vast amount of territory in the Southwest and in which the status of slavery was a topic of intense debate in the years leading up to the Compromise of 1850. So now, having described the Compromise of 1850 in a single sentence, and having also described the factors that led up to it, let's take a look at the related key concept. Key concept 5.2 states that the courts and national leaders made a variety of attempts to resolve the issue of slavery in the territories, including the Compromise of 1850. Now I'm going to describe the Compromise of 1850 in detail, starting with the fact that after the gold rush and in hopes to avoid an extension of debates on the issue of slavery, President Taylor advised California to skip the territorial phase and apply for statehood. California's request to join the Union as a free state sparked a debate to which 4 different responses were made. John C. Calhoun expressed deep anger to, quote, North's continued agitation of slavery question. He opposed California's wish to become a free state and won growing support in the Deep South. Some Southerners had a more moderate idea. They argued that the Missouri Compromise should be extended to the Pacific Ocean. The third solution presented was squatter sovereignty, which was the idea of allowing the newcomers in a territory to decide the status of slavery. Stephen Douglas extended the idea of squatter sovereignty, naming it popular sovereignty and connecting it to the Republican ideology, which would place the power of choice in the hands of voters. On the other hand, free soilers and opponents of slavery were not willing to accept any proposal for California or other territories allowing slavery. Senator P. Chase and Senator William A. Seward presented a 4th plan, which included the creation of federal laws restricting slavery within its existing boundaries and eventually ending slavery. After the rise of debates, Whig leaders Daniel Webster and Henry Clay and Stephen A. Douglas won a passage of 5 separate laws, collectively known as the Compromise of 1850. California was added to the Union as a free state based on the first bill, altering the balance in favor of free states. The second bill of the Compromise of 1850 abolished slave trade and not slavery in the District of Columbia to satisfy the northern states. The third bill caused the admission of popular sovereignty in the Mexican lands that were organized into New Mexico and Utah. Through urging popular sovereignty, the third bill left the issue of slavery to be decided by the residents of those territories. The fourth bill of the Compromise of 1850 set new boundaries between New Mexico and Texas in favor of New Mexico. And finally, the fifth bill of this compromise included the creation of a new and more strict Fugitive Slave Act that increased federal aid to slave catchers in favor of the southern states. In short terms, the Compromise of 1850 preserved national unity by once again accepting South's claim of no union without slavery and postponing the Civil War. Yet, in long terms, the Compromise of 1850 was unable to resolve the issue of slavery, leading to the beginning of the Civil War, which was a conflict between the northern and southern states over the unresolved topic of slavery. This brutal conflict began only 10 years after the passage of the Compromise and resulted in the death of 620,000 Americans. To end the explanation on the Compromise of 1850, let's take a look at an interesting story related to the Compromise, the story of Uncle Tom's Cabin. Published in 1852, only 2 years after the passage of the Compromise of 1850, Uncle Tom's Cabin is an anti-slavery novel written by Harriet Beecher Stowe, who was an active abolitionist. This novel supported the rights of enslaved African Americans. In addition, the novel of Uncle Tom's Cabin was a factor leading to the Civil War. Now, as an important evidence that proves this claim, it's interesting to know that in the first meeting of Abraham Lincoln and Harriet Beecher Stowe, which took place at the start of the Civil War, Lincoln referred to Stowe with the quote, "So this is a little lady who started this great war." I highly recommend this book because it gives information filled with reality that helps us develop a better understanding of this topic. So, in conclusion, although many debates took place on the issue of slavery, none was able to completely abolish slavery in the United States during the fifth period of history. Now you're fully prepared to answer the question, how did the Compromise of 1850 affect the federal policy in the period after the Mexican-American War? And with that said, today's episode of A Push Today comes to an end. It's been an honor and a pleasure. Other than that, I just wanted to say thank you for watching, best of luck on this year's exam, and stay healthy. This is Paniz Adli wishing you all a great time day and now signing off.